Thank you for waiting, ladies and gentlemen. We've invited first class. Now we're inviting executive platinum, emerald, sapphire, and ruby.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Crew Travel right here on Yachting International Radio. My name is Ria. I am your host, and I'm very pleased to welcome back the very famous Lee Harris of ATPI Travel. How are you, Lee?
Oh, very good. Did you say famous? I think you probably need to put. I think you need to put in front of that. Infamous is more like it, I would imagine. How are you anyway? I'm good. How are you?
Good. I have to say that my New Year's resolution for 2024 was being nice to everybody. So this might last for a couple more weeks. So take it as you can.
Do you know what? I'm going to make the most of it. So I will take the famous this week, and then we'll see what happens next week.
We should bring back the descriptive words of Lee. That was fun.
To do it. Let's see what you've got for me next week. Just remember, you have to start off easy with me, Lo, because I never know what they mean.
No, you don't. Heading off into the world of travel, Boeing MAX 9 airplanes are grounded around the world. What?
They are indeed. The U.S. aviation regulator has extended the grounding of the Boeing 737 MAX 9 aeroplanes indefinitely and announced it will tighten oversight of Boeing itself. That's after a cabin panel broke off a new jet in mid-flight. As United Airlines and Alaska Airlines cancelled flights through to this Tuesday, the Federal Aviation Administration also said it will require another round of inspections before it will consider putting the jets back in service. Under more stringent supervision, the regulator will order the Boeing 737 MAX 9 production line and suppliers and consider having an independent entity take over from Boeing certain aspects of certifying the safety of new aircraft that the FAA previously assigned to the plane maker. The FAA said the continued grounding of 171 planes with the same configuration as the one in the incident was for the safety of American travelers. The regulator said Monday the grounding would be lifted once they were inspected. Now, obviously, for any crew traveling with United or Alaskan Airlines, these are the two airlines who use the Boeing MAX 9. Please check with your travel providers what aircraft you're booked on and whether your flights will be rebooked for you.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be flying on those, that's for sure. No. Winter weather in the U.S. is causing a bit of havoc straight across the board.
It's completely out of carnage again. Over 1,000 flights have been cancelled across the United States over the weekend, this being due to severe weather. Nearly 2,000 actually have been cancelled throughout the United States, and over 1,800 flight delays have been recorded. Chicago O'Hare and Chicago Midway were the most affected airports. However, Denver Airport and Newark Liberty International Airport, along with Seattle Tacoma, have also recorded many cancellations and delays. These airports recorded 71, 41, 41, and 34 cancellations between them. The Midwest obviously is not the only region affected in the USA. The same storm system that has arrived in the Midwest is also causing severe weather disruption in the southern United States, thus producing high winds. This storm system is set to move to the northeast after the weekend, which will potentially cause further delays and cancellations into this week. Again, any crew traveling to or through the United States, please keep in contact with your travel provider for an update.
Wasn't there like a tornado in Fort Lauderdale like a week ago, maybe?
There was. Yeah, about 10 days ago, there was a tornado hit Fort Lauderdale. If you actually go on social media, they've got some footage of it. It looks absolutely horrendous.
What is the world? That's not normal. There's also, I think in Canada as well right now, they're having like an Arctic front come through and it's minus 19 or minus, in some places. It's just absolutely insane. Insane.
Yeah, it's crazy. Even in the UK, I was speaking to my parents over the weekend and the temperatures are dropping down to minus 6, minus 7 there. So it seems crazy everywhere at the moment.
But nothing's happening with the weather. Really.
Nah, it's all good. Let's bury our head in the sand.
It's fine. It's fine. South African Airlines have an announcement.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, the post-pandemic era is seeing airlines open plenty of new routes and resuming some old favorites, such as South African Airways announcing the return of flights between Johannesburg and Perth, Western Australia. Today, Perth Airport announced the route will recommence on April the 28th, with bookings now open. This marks the second inter-oceanic route to be reopened by South African Airways within 6 months. That's after the successful launch of the Sao Paulo in Brazil route on October the 31st last year. This link provides Australians an alternative Southern Hemisphere travel itinerary from Perth to Sao Paulo through Johannesburg with South African Airways.
And United Airlines.
Yeah, United Airlines, even with the problems with the Boeing MAX 9, is increasing its flights from Newark to Providencial in the Turks and Caicos, offering passengers a daily connection. Now, according to Cirium's recent changes report, which is released on a weekly basis, United Airlines will increase flights from Newark Liberty International Airport to the Turks and Caicos this summer. In 2023, United operated the Newark departure throughout the entire year, but in the summer months, it dropped its frequencies. For instance, in June last year, the airline only had 8 flights in each direction and only 10 in the whole of July. As of last week, United planned to slightly increase its services from Newark, and now those increases are more significant. Data is showing that United were due to operate 2 weekly flights in each direction, but the airline will now operate daily flights, adding 19,000 seats to its offering. This is obviously great news for crew working in the Caribbean, as seats can be difficult to come by during the peak months.
Can imagine. And Thai Airways.
Yeah, and from July the 1st, the Thai flag carrier will operate daily services to Milan and Oslo from its hub at Bangkok's airports, that's strengthening its Europe-bound capacity. On its Bangkok to Milan route, Thai Airways will deploy its streamlined fleet, offering 298 seats in a 2-class configuration, while the Bangkok to Oslo will see the slightly larger 348, also featuring economy and business class seating. Alongside Milan and Oslo, Thai Airways is set to add a mix of resumed services and frequency increases on 6 international routes from March the 31st. Into Australia, flights to Perth Airport are set to resume, whilst an additional flight will be added to the Sydney route. And although they are yet to open for bookings, Thai Airways have also confirmed the resumption of flights to Colombo in Sri Lanka. Thai Airways will also double its daily flights to Manila in the Philippines.
And of course, as usual, we want to tell everybody out there that Lee is happy to answer any crew questions on the show when you send them in. Lee, I'm going to say it's always a pleasure having this chat with you. And it's always great information to get out there to crew around the world. And now that they're transiting, and of course, we're going to be doing this as per usual every single week because we've got another season coming up in the next few months, and people are going to be looking at heading to the Med again. And yeah, it's good to know what's going on in the world, especially considering Europe is a hotbed for strike action, usually.
Indeed. Yeah, no, the crew are always moving on, so there's definitely a need for it. So we'll keep people up to date as much as we possibly can.
Lee, thank you.
Always a pleasure. Look forward to next week already.
Myself as well. You've been watching another edition of Crew Travel right here on Yachting International Radio. My co-host, Lee Harris from ATPI Travel. We'll see you again next week.